Welcome back in. Willie's first quarter. Greg Pogue.
Joe Dugan.
Brad Hopkins.
And
Zach Pillar.
Hey.
Good morning, guys.
Without much coaching either.
well, let's get the official introduction of your former teammate, Mr. Hopkins.
How long did we spend together there?
8 years.
8 years together in our offensive line. Out of the University of Florida, he always said what is that thing about Gator bait?
Yeah, if you're not a Gator, you are Gator bait.
Yeah, well,
Exactly.
Anyway.
We had a good year this year.
Spent a lot of time together in the trenches. He is, I guess you could say one of the best guards to ever play the position for the Tennessee Titans. Zach Pillar joining us here in the Winning Report.
I'm just glad we got an SEC guy here now so we can stop this Big Ten garbage.
Like we get any conversation about the Big Ten,
garbage.
and I understand my alma mater would say, what about the Big Ten Eagles?
Illinois is what Ron Zook would say.
Are you surprised at the progress of your university, man? I mean, you guys basketball-wise, you rank football-wise.
Billy Donovan, he's a great basketball coach, so they've been running the show for a long time. He's got a couple national championships under him, but Muschamp turned it around. There were a lot of close games, but what are you going to do? He pulled them out. I think they just got a lot more mentally tough and a lot more physically tough late in games, and that's when they were winning them all. Against Tennessee, Texas A&M. They slipped up against Georgia, but they almost got into the whole BCS thing. If Lane Kiffin would have done anything on the goal line there against Notre Dame, they would have slid right in and played Alabama. So very happy for them. They're going to the Sugar Bowl. It's kind of weak that they're playing Louisville. I think they should have been playing Oklahoma if Northern Illinois wouldn't have snuck in there in the Orange Bowl.
What do you think about that? What do you think about Northern Illinois? Mac School playing against one of the ACC's best.
I don't have too much of an opinion, but I don't really like FSU, so I'm a Gator, so I guess I'll be cheering for Northern Illinois.
You went to the same high school, Kevin Carter?
Yes, sir. Yeah, Lincoln High School in Tallahassee. Kevin Carter. It was kind of cool because I followed Kevin at Lincoln, and then I got to follow him to Florida, and then was able to have him as a teammate at the Titans. So he's one of my, somebody I really look up to.
Tallahassee guy going to Florida. What was it like going back home during those days?
It was fine because, I liked going against the popular choice of going to FSU. I had a lot of friends that went to FSU, and everybody was a Seminole in that town. And like when I was growing up there, it was always University of Miami versus FSU, and it was like 1 versus 2. And wide right was going on all the time, so I was a big Hurricane fan, and any reason to go against the majority is what I did. So if I was in Tennessee, I'd be cheering for Vanderbilt. So I always just went against the grain as much as possible, which got me real far.
Tennessee Titans.
Allegedly.
The Tennessee Titans are 4-8 right now. I know you've been watching the games since September. What are your thoughts so far on the progress of your brother-in over there at 460 Great Chipper Road?
Yeah, he's having a tough go of it right now, Munch. I still believe in what he's preaching over there. I think that it comes back to when he got hired. I know that's an excuse, but I really felt like he was hamstrung when he got hired a couple weeks after all the coaches had been fired and rehired, and because I know he wanted Mike Tice. I know he was looking at Callahan. And, these coaches, you have to get permission to talk to these coaches, and they said no, and so he kind of fell back on Chris Palmer, and again, he's in charge of what goes on with that organization, and, they had maybe a better than what people thought year, last year going 9-7. I think Hasselbeck played really well, and, I think their expectations going into this year were maybe a little bit higher than they should have been, but I do believe that they're playing poorly right now. I think their linebackers are improving. I don't think they have any pass rush, so I think that exposes them in the back. All the DBs and the safeties. I think Michael Griffin is he's not a very good safety. I'm shocked that they signed him to a long-term deal. I thought when they gave him that 1 year, that's fine, and then figure it out. But when they signed him to that 6-year deal, they're saying that he's one of the leaders of their defense, and
Don't hold anything back.
I'm not buying that. So
I love it.
That's just sort of my thoughts. I feel bad for the offensive line. I think they're trying. I think Chris Johnson is improved. I think I'd like to see Locker be rolled out and do a lot of keepers and a lot of play action pass stuff. But like I said, he's sitting back there like a sitting duck a little bit. I don't think Derek Morgan's worth it.
Say it.
He can't say that.
He can
So-
say whatever he wants to say.
And we won't be on the air very long.
You can say
And,
crap on the radio.
That's not what he was going to say.
Oh,
I know
okay.
Pillar. That's what I'm telling you. See, listen, there's a relationship there. I know this guy.
Okay, so he was going off the
So-
chart. Okay.
You know, I think they got Munch has got 1 year, which again, you know, when Bud Adams called him out, and we love Bud Adams, you know, his check's always cleared. But when Bud, you know, called everybody out in the organization, including Munch, it took a lot of credibility from Munch when Munch is standing in the middle of the.
What are you complaining about? He used to do it to Fisher all the time.
I don't remember him doing it.
Yeah,
so
whenever he
much,
starts saying,
except,
hey, you're going to draft this guy, you're going to pick up that guy, you're
And
going
that's,
to do
and
this.
that's another thing
And how
that,
about you not hiring your son? We'll see you later.
yeah, and that's another thing that, you know, going back, if you want to go way far back, you know, maybe these coaches were leaning towards, you know, this is the Fisher era, maybe these coaches were leaning towards Cutler, you know, instead of VY, maybe Cutler would have been here, you know, if Bud didn't say, this is what we're doing, you know. But, you know, that's his team, and, you know, what would have happened if Peyton would have ended up signing here? That would have been crazy, you know, maybe we would have been sitting on top of the AFC South, but.
But Zach, I look at this, and this is not a joke. I expect you and Brad to be signed by the end of the season. For the time, 4 of the 5 starting offensive linemen are on IR. I've never seen anything like this with this team, and you look at that, and, you know, God bless Kevin Matthews. I mean, you want to give him a big hug, but he's terrible too.
Further that thought, could you suit up right now?
No, I couldn't, man. Not a chance. I tried to walk a couple laps yesterday around the track and almost collapsed.
You're like Greg Poe, man.
Pretty much.
I didn't try.
And no, there's no way. You know, I could probably put the uniform on, but and then I'd swing the towel, try to get the crowd going. But as far as touching the field, I got a better chance of being T-Rack than I do being
Oh, man.
Zach Pillar with us live in the game den, and now Zach, breakfast is it? I mean, you got to take part of this.
Yeah, I'm not a big breakfast fan.
Yeah,
Normally
but-
when I go eat breakfast, I heard this Paschetti's place is really good, but when I go to eat breakfast, normally I just eat lunch wherever the breakfast place is, just because I know I'm gonna eat lunch and dinner later, so I might as well just start early with lunch.
I know your day starts at 7 o'clock, bright and early. Can you hang through the break? Or
Oh
do you
yeah,
come
no
out here?
problem. I mean, I'll just have my boy clock in for me. I don't care. I'm just kidding to my boss.
All
I'm just kidding.
right. All right.